Good morning, all. Welcome to online Power BI trainings. So, as we all know already, today we are going to start the new batch morning 7 to 8 a.m. So, I hope already I have shared couple of demo videos of previous batches. Everyone go through it already. So, anyhow, so this will be like again from the scratch only, which I'm going to start from the beginning. Even though you guys already go through the videos or it's new for you guys or somebody has knowing already, so it doesn't matter, we are going to start from the again from the fresh batch. So I hope you guys are able to see my screen and able to hear me. No more questions now. I'm going to start the actual classes. I'm muting all of you guys, and you can unmute anytime and you can talk to me if you want anything. Okay, fine. So the first thing is, what are the course we are going to learn? So what is the course name? The Power BI. So as I explained from the beginning, like I won't be dictating any notes in the training session here. So whatever important topics I will be noting down here. Also, every session will be recorded. It would be shared with you guys. If anyone has no access, call me directly to my number. So you can reach out either mail ID or mobile number directly if you have any concerns. Okay. So the next 1 hour is, or maybe a next 45 minutes of time. So we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss what is Power BI. Okay, and what are the advantages? Maybe not detail level, like high level. I'm just going to walk down. What are the advantages of the Power BI? Or before that, we could see like, or after that, what are the modules of Power BI? Somebody will call as a module, somebody will call as components of Power BI core, components of Power BI. So the first let me categorize into Power BI into multiple modules or multiple or else I can say I'm just going to split this training into couple of parts, like a multiple. Like first one is start with the Power BI desktop. So don't worry, we will discuss each and everything, what is Power BI desktop and all. And the next one is we have Power BI service module, and we have Power BI mobile app. The next one is Power BI report server. One second. Yeah. So and then after we have a Power BI DAX expressions. So these are the main high level topics. But if you go in detail topics, we have hell lot of topics we need to cover. So coming to Power BI desktop, so what and all we are going to cover? Let's say we need to understand what is Power BI desktop. So keep in mind, within Power BI only, we have a components called Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power BI Mobiles, Power BI Report Server, and everything combination of everything will be called as a Power BI only. Don't get confused. Power BI is not different from the Power BI Desktop, but it's under Power BI only. This will come. Power BI Desktop will come into picture. Under Power BI only, Power BI Service will come into picture. So all combinations will be called as a Power BI. So we'll discuss detail. Don't worry. I'm sure end of the session or maybe first 2 3 hours, 2 3 days, you will get to know each and every topics which we are going to talk about here. Clear now? So the next one is what is Power BI, and we need to understand what is a Power BI desktop. Anyhow, I usually start with the Power BI desktop. Maybe our first 7 days or 10 days of time, we are going to discuss only of the first 10 days of time, or even lesser also 10 days of time. We are going to spend desktop only. Desktop only. See, to be simple, Power BI desktop is nothing but like where we can design our reports. To be simple, I'm not going detail as I said, where we can design the Power BI reports. To be simple, as of today, as we are in the discussion of the first day, so keep in mind the Power BI desktop is nothing but is a kind of tool where we can download the report, sorry, download the Power BI desktop software, install it. Let me mention this. The first of all, we need to download the Power BI desktop software from online or Microsoft website, wherever it may be, doesn't matter. So next step is install it. It is hardly like less than 200 MB file, less than, sometimes it will be right now showing as a 150 or 170 MBs, less than 200 MB file. So if you have a internet speed is good, then you can able to download within a 2 minutes of time. Okay, so listen once again. So we are going to concentrate first couple of days, 1 week of time or 10 days of time, we are going to concentrate on the only Power BI desktop, and we are going to understand what is Power BI desktop, what is its capabilities, what and all we are going to do with the Power BI desktop. The first thing, as I said, we need to download the Power BI desktop software from the online, and we are going to install it, and then using that software we can design the reports, and also publish it, publish the reports. Let me put second line, publish the report into report server. Okay, fine. So can you guys able to hear me now? Just I want to make sure that voice is audible.
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Okay, Abhay. Fine, Seventh. No worries. So the next one is, so I don't want to go, first day one. I don't want to go theoretically and then make this session as a boring session. So first we'll try to understand this part. Okay. First, we will try to understand. Then, if time permits, then we can go to the Power BI service, Power BI mobile, and Power BI report server and DAX expressions. So, usually, I won't giving theoretical knowledge on more here because you guys might be already knowing, or so better just move on and let's go to the practical sessions. Okay. So, what we are going to do next couple of minutes, we are going to see how to download the Power BI desktop file. And is the PowerBi desktop is a free or license version?
They're free. They're
Sure.
free software. Yeah,
Yeah, so Power BI is not a free, okay, but Power BI desktop will be free. There is a slight difference. What is Power BI and Power BI desktop? Correct?
desktop. Okay, okay,
As I
yeah.
as I said, Power BI is nothing but combination of everything. Power BI service, Power BI desktop, Power BI mobile, Power BI report server, and also whenever you want to publish the reports, we need a Power BI service and we need a licensing for this particular part. So as of now, keep in mind for Power BI desktop, it is a completely free software. Anybody can download without any issues and they should be able to practice it. So that is what about the, I'm just saving these notes, and I will be sharing probably weekly basis, right? So now let me go to the Google, and so as you can go to the directly, if you know the website, you can go to powerbi.microsoft.com, or else what you can do, like download Power BI desktop. Okay, so now as you can see here, a couple of ads will be coming here. Just ignore this one. So just this is what I'm talking about. PowerBI.Microsoft website, PowerBI.Microsoft.com, and or else directly go to the download page also. Whatever you feel comfortable, you can try this one. Since I know the website name, so I will simply go to the right click on this, open with a new window. So as you can see on the screen, the download is completely free, and go from the data insight to action with Power BI desktop. Like as you can see the diagram on the right side. So this is what we can do. Once we download the software, install it, like these kind of charts we can design without any issues. So as you can see here, sign up for free and sign in option. So this I will talk later. At the moment, just ignore it. So keep in mind we are talking about the only Power BI desktop. Whenever you want to download, by default it will go to the 64-bit operating system. What is the meaning of 64-bit? Some people will be having 64-bit, or some people will be having 32-bit OS, right? So for me, I have a 64-bit operating system. Go to my computer properties, you should be able to see this one, which kind of operating system you guys are using. Once it is ready, then what you can do, and come here, you need to download the 64-bit only. So by default, as I said, if you click on the download free option, it will take you to the 64-bit operating system. Okay. Or if you want to download only for 32-bit operating system, then what you need to do, you need to click on the advanced download options. Just scroll down, and we can whenever you have free time, what is the prerequisites and then system requirements, install restrictions, just go through it this one. So but I'm just going for the download option. So this is what I mentioned. We will get as two files. One is 64-bit, another one is a 32-bit here. So as I said, it will be less than 200 MB file, and now it is a around 168 for 32-bit and 186.5 MB. So this will slowly may increase, because so this Power BI desktop is every month Microsoft has been developing new features, they are releasing into market. So let's assume that today it's a 186.5 MB, maybe next month it may be 190 MB, because they're going to keep on adding the new features. The Power BI desktop or Power BI is not still stabilized. If the customer asking, can I have this kind of new feature, means Yes, the Microsoft is accepting if it's possible, and they're going for the new development. Maybe or within a month or within a 6 month, or they're going to come up with the market with the new features. That's how Microsoft team is working on the Power BI, particularly that particular tool. All right, so as I showed you, I'm just going to download my 64-bit and click on the next option. So as you can see here, if your internet speed is good, you should be able to download within a 2 minutes of time. So now once it's ready, just click on this one. It won't take much time. If you know like how to install the VSL player, next finish, this also will be simple. See this one, it is showing as a welcome to the Microsoft Power BI desktop setup wizard. So it will take some time to enable this one. Now I can see the next button, accept the condition, next. It will go to by default location, click on next, create a desktop shortcut, yes. Hardly it will take like 2 to 5 minutes of time, depends on your system speed. See this one, removing the files, removing the backup. Actually, to be honest, if you see already I have installed. So see this one, earlier I have a icon here, but it is removed. See this one, you moved Power BI desktop to trash or out of a synced folder. I will tell you. So because since already I have installed, it is not throwing or it's not complaining. See this one, we got the desktop icon. Even though we have installed already, it is not complaining, it is not throwing, it will remove the existing version, and it's like updating the mobile apps. Updating the mobile apps. We no need to download, we no need to, sorry, we no need to uninstall the existing version and then download, right? Whenever we have an auto update option, automatically it will update the newer version. Same way here also, Power BI desktop also, it is a auto update. Even though we have installed already, it will remove it, it will reinstall it once again without any errors. So there is a launch option here. If you click on finish, it will open up straight away. If you don't like to open right now, uncheck this one. Let me launch it. So it will take some time, maybe a minute or something. Any questions meantime? So this is what the window you would get it. So these are my recent projects, and what you could do, you can close it. This window you no need to worry at all. Like they have some sample videos here Microsoft has given. Like we have forums tab. Click on this one. What's new? Okay, and every month, as I said, as you can see here. 1 second. So take a look at what's new and improved in the Power BI this month updates. So it will take you to Microsoft website. Click on this one. Whatever new features they're going to release to this month or last month. See this one, May feature summary. So that means this month already they have released some of the new features. So this is what about those features. Yes. Anyhow, for us is not required because we are very new to the Power BI desktop. So if I talk about the new features, then you will get confused. Okay. So I'm just closing this window. You can close it. Right side there is an icon here, and this is what called as a Power BI desktop file. As you can see, top of the file, untitled, because we have not saved. That's why untitled is coming. This is be called as a Power BI desktop file. So now what we understand? We understand we need to download the Power BI desktop and install it. It is completely free software. Nowhere it was asking like enter user ID, password, registration, something, and this is completely free. Anybody can download. So what is next step then? Using Power BI desktop, what and all we can do? We can design the Power BI reports. Yes or no? We can. design the Power BI report. So whenever you want to design the report, we need some sample data, right? Yes or no? We need some sample data. So before talking sample data, okay, let's get some sample data and then we can discuss. Anybody ping or what? Okay. So there are lots of options here. For example, there is a home button here, and we need to understand what is get data, recent sources, enter data. Each and every topic will be discussed here. Then after view tab is there, modeling tab and help tab. And if you take any of the visual, for example, I'm selecting this visual. See this one, we have a two more options extra here, format option, data or drill feature. So each and every topic here will be discussed, and the first one will be, sorry, left side, as you can see the three icons you could see. One is data, I'm sorry, one is a report, data, and then relationship here. So if you don't know the names, just keep the cursor. First one is report, second one is data, third one is relationship. So since we don't have any of the tables, this page is blank. Since I don't have a table, then how can we make the relationship? So if you want to remove this one, just remove it, or if you want to drag it, just select any of the visual. It will come like this. Since we don't have any data, it's showing like a empty. So the next one is, without data we can't do anything here. So I need to bring some sample data into Power BI desktop here. So go to get data. See this one, Excel file, Power BI datasets, SQL Server, analysis services. If you have text file or you want to download from some other more sources, see, these many sources will support by default. For example, if you go to file, these many files, databases, Oracle database, IBM DB2, and Sybase, Postgres, Teradata, SAP HANA. Okay, and if you go to Power BI datasets, Azure SQL Server, Azure SQL Server Data Warehouse, Analysis Services, Blob Storage, Table Storage, Cosmos DB, and these and all will be supported by default. You no need to worry. All the sources we may not be able to use. We might be using like 4 to 5 sources, maybe Excel file, text file, and analysis services and SQL Server database anyhow. So these are the frequently used ones as part of Power BI trainings. Okay. So first I will show you how to take the Excel file. Click on the connect option. So how can I bring the Excel file data here? Go to get data, click on the Excel file. Now I'm not sure what is the file available, but let me check simple files, data sources. For example, we have a employee tables, or we can take some product or customer information. I will take the some customer information. So I'll just open it. Now see this one, under customers there are customers and customer one. So why it's showing is a two options here? Can we say it's a sheet names? Yes or no? So for example, data sources, let me open the same file here. So that is what about actually here. Am I opening the same location? Data sources and Power BI. I thought of having two sheets here now, but maybe one minute, let me check whether I'm open the same sources or not. Maybe there's some hidden files also. That's okay. Let's don't worry about that one. So it will list out all the sheet names. For example, select customers. Okay. And as you can see, some sample data here: customer ID, customer name, contact name, city, and then country, division, address, and all. So If you want to load as is data without doing any changes, you simply click on the load option. I'm repeating. If you want to load as is data into Power BI desktop, click on the load option. Let's say, as we can see here, I would like to ignore the contact person name, or I would like to ignore the division ID or any of the column. I don't like this extra columns and all. So then what you can do? Okay. So this column I'm going to ignore it. Which column? State, province. No. First we will check without doing any changes. Just click on the load option. See now, immediately under right side there is a fields got enabled, and we got a customers here. This is all the columns from that particular table. So keep in mind, once data has been loaded into Power BI desktop, doesn't matter you load it from the Excel file or table or CSV file, we will be calling as a tables only. So in my Power BI desktop, in my model, how many tables right now available? Only one table, right? So now if you go to left side data, we should be able to see the same table data now. Customer ID, company name, contact name and city, and so on, so informations, including the state, province. Now go to get data once again, and open the Excel file, take the customers once again. So this time there is a one more option here, recent sources. Recent sources. So it doesn't matter whatever recently I connected, all the sources will be listed here, and you need to click on the, say this one customer showing as a first one because just now only I opened, right? When I click on this one, see icon is going to same page. Now this time what I'm going to do, I'm selecting the customers only, but let's try to understand maybe a 1 minute or 2 minutes of time. Click on the edit queries or edit option. Now see, is going to edit option. For example, we can remove, do some operations on this one source data. So to be simple, as of today, I don't like this column. Right click, remove it. Now this one I'm renaming this one. Right click on the left side, rename. For example, like backup or something. Okay, let it be backup, and click on the outside, and there is an option called close and apply, which means save it and then close it. If you want to save it, only apply and close it, anyone is fine. Now see, we got two tables, one is the customer, another one is the customer backup. If you see the customer backup, we don't have the state, province name here. See this one, this column is extra here in the backup table. We don't have that column because purposefully I have done some modifications. If you want, I will show you. Select the backup table first. See now, we don't have that state, province name. Sorry, state, province. Yeah, state, province column. But if you go to actual table, it is available. That is what about the what is edit option while loading the data into Power BI desktop. Don't worry. If I want to go back to again the same window, there is an option called edit queries here. Now click on the edit queries. Now see, we went to the same page. Now for example, again you want to bring that column, CS option, right side, there is a apply steps. There is a apply steps. So you need to remove this option. You need to remove this option. Again it will be loaded. Or you would like to remove some other properties, you can do that one. So whatever you want, you can do the changes and close and apply. I'm not going to talk about this property. The edit queries will alone will take minimum like 3 to 4 hours of time. We need to discuss each and every property here, and right click on this one. There is a couple of properties. Click on here. There is a last of, I mean, many options: merge queries, append queries, and also there is a concept called pivoting, unpivoting options, split column, group by column. There are lots of features available here. So just ignore it. As of today, you just understand using Power BI desktop. Okay. So if anybody asks you using Power BI or Power BI desktop, using Power BI desktop, can we do ETL operations? What is the meaning of ETL operations? E for extract and T for transformations or transform, whatever you call it is. L for load here. That's what we have done right just now. What we have done, we perform the ETL operations, which means we want to get data like connected to Excel file. That is what called it as extraction. And loading also done. We have loaded into Power BI desktop, and also in between I perform some transformation which is nothing but do changes on source data. That's it. Doesn't matter what are the source you are going to do, what are the changes you are going to do, so everything will be called as a transformations. We are transforming source data format into different format. It can be a simple change or major change, doesn't matter. That is what called as the ETL operations. We have many lots of operations under transformations. In other reporting tool we used to call as a transformation. It may be a reporting tool or ETL tool, doesn't matter. But here within our Power BI desktop we have an option called, what is the option? What is the option I have shown you to do the changes? Yes, to perform ETL operations we need to use edit queries option. That's it. So that is what about that. To be simple, as a first day we just understand how to get the data and loading into Power BI desktop, and also we understand what is recent sources, and also we understand the what is edit queries. For this edit queries we have a detailed session, just ignore time being. The next one is we also understand what is the data here. Data we cannot do any changes here, just select the table and you can able to see that particular table data within here. The next one is relationship. Since we have only two table, it will show like this. If you have multiple tables, all the tables will be gets connected. Okay, so as of now it's going for default customer id. That's okay, you can ignore it. Don't get confused right now. We have a separate 1 hour of session only on the relationships. So the next one is, let's try to understand. There is a concept, I don't know how many of you know it or not. So let me remove this one. So Power BI is a in-memory tool. Can anyone tell me what is the in-memory tool? Exactly. Sorry guys, there. What is in-memory tool is a very important question you should understand as a Power BI developer or as part of data are stored in memory. Very good. So what is memory then? Can we say is the internal RAM? Okay, RAM. That's a good point. So usually what would happen, see, let's take a simple example. Whenever you viewing the data here, for example, I went to data tab here, I could able to see the some data. So in this particular time, what will happen? What is the source for this particular this one? Excel file, correct? So it will not connect it to Excel file and get the data from the Excel file here, because each and every time if you connect to the Excel file, or each and every time assume that we have a sequence or database or any of the database, whenever you see the data or designing some visuals, if each and every time going to hit the database, what will happen? your performance will be degraded, right? So the small table, that's okay, but if it's a large amount of table, then each and every time if it's directly connected to SQL or database or directly connected to source databases, then it will degrade the performance. So that's what the Microsoft come up with a solution called as the in-memory tool. The first time, whenever connected to source data, connect it, get the data, and once it's loaded, the whatever data right now I'm viewing, right, it is from RAM or internal memory. RAM or internal memory, that is what called as the in-memory tool. So for example, you might be asking, if I open the Excel file once again, if I do the changes here, will the changes directly reflect in the table or Power BI desktop here? See, for example, how many customers ID we have it? We have like a 18 customers available. Now, for example, so tomorrow I'm adding under 10 people here. So now what will happen? Now my count is 100 count, but still this Power BI desktop will show 89 only. So then what you need to do? We need to click on the refresh button. So that is what about the refresh button. So refresh is nothing but again connect to source Excel file, check any data is available latest or not. If it is available, just bring it and load it into Power BI desktop once again. So that is what about the refresh button. Okay, so if you want, I will show you quickly. I will show you quickly. For example, I'm taking into this one. So assume that I have a employee file here. The refresh is very important. Now listen carefully. I have like a 7 employees. A, B, C, D, E, F. I think 6 employees. 3 from the MBA department, 3 from the MCA department. I'm sorry. 2 from MCA department. Rest 4 will be the MBA department. Now I'm saving this one and go to Power BI desktop, get data, Excel file. So there is a folder with your batch name 9th May 20. Just remember this folder name, Power BI new batch 9th May 2018. Select this employee, click on open button. See this one? This is what I was trying to explain, showing as a sheet 1 because we have only one sheet here. So yes, select this one and click on load button. Now check on the sheet 1. So by default it will take a sheet name. So right click on the sheet 1 and you can go for the rename option. For example, employee table. Enter it. Now we got it. Now listen carefully and click on the refresh button. All the table will refresh within a model. As of now, just ignore it. Now still I have the only 6 records. So now I'm just open the Excel file. Now let's say one more person has joined. For example, like Krishna, and he is also from MC department, and he got like some marks, maybe or 55 something. Okay, I'm just highlighting this entry and click on the save option. Now click on the refresh button, you will understand. Now see, until unless you click on the refresh button, you never going to get the latest data. Maybe after 10 days you are not refreshing, you will be having the old data here. Excel file is keep on updating, but you are not refreshing the table, then obviously you'll be end up with the old data here. So that is what about the what is the use of refresh button and how to get the latest data into Power BI desktop. Once it's loaded, now you no need to worry. For example, let me check this one. I'm just close this one. Also I'm just going to same location. So but let me shift and delete. I'm pressing shift and delete. Okay, so now still you could able to see the data. For example, go this table and even this table, and you can come back. Until unless click on the refresh button, we don't have any issue. But keep in mind, once you click on the refresh button, again it will check for the source file. Unfortunately I have removed, it will fail again. Okay, as soon as you are not refreshing, you can make use of the same data. That is what about this one. I will show you. Okay, so we are almost done. So that is what about the in-memory tool. So we downloaded, installed, and this is what pending. We need to design some reports and also the publish the reports into report server or only service. So first one we are going to see the service. Service is not, we will discuss, there is an option here what is Power BI service. Probably I will give introduction tomorrow. So as of today there is a one concept pending, like as we got the data from the Excel file, how can we visualize? For example, I'm taking any of the visualizations. Right side, as you can see here, these many visualizations available, and if you want to apply any filters you can apply. Okay, so this is what if you see this one drill through filter, this feature was not available last month. I mean, drill through filter was available, like whatever enable off and on button is not there. Okay, that's okay, no problem, we'll discuss. So next one is using this data I'm going to design some simple, like I'm designing some simple clustered column chart. If you want to get the name, you keep the cursor, sorry, stacked column chart, and go to tables. Like I would like to say this is x-axis, as you can see here, x-axis, and this will be called as the y-axis. So for example, I would like to see, like first check what are the columns available. We have a customer ID and country. Let's say each country wise how many customers available, something like this. So select these two columns. Okay, so if you have the more country names you will get like this only. And also we need to do some little bit changes. Values should be keep it under values here. Don't worry how I'm doing, don't worry, just to see the output, just to see the output, each and every visual will be explained. So now let me quickly increase little bit formatting. We need to go to the second tab called format option. I'm enabling the border x-axis, changing this to black color and a little bit increase. See this one, we could be able to read the country names. So on top of each bar I would like to display how many customer numbers, 10 customer, 15 customer, that is comes under data labels. Enable this one, and let me thickness none, in the sense this one we will discuss. As of now just ignore it everything. See the numbers only are able to visible now. So this is what about the simple how to design the reports, how to design the reports. Click on the save button, because we haven't saved from the morning. Click on the save or go to file, control S. So I created the same folder May, I mean 9th May, and give the same name, 2018. So at the time of saving, keep in mind two files available. Either you can save it as a PBIX file, which is nothing but Power BI desktop file. Another one is the Power BI template file. Template file we will discuss later, and PBIX. If anybody asks you what is PBIX, Power BI desktop file. Just keep in mind and click on the save button. Now if you go to our folder, we could be able to see this our file name. Just now I have saved it. The next one is, as I mentioned here, once the design is ready, how the end user can be see this report. That is what the big question, right? Because if you keep on saving in the Power BI desktop here, if you want to share this report with the customer, he also has to download the Power BI desktop file, correct or not? So that is not a good practice. The customer, they don't have time to install this Power BI desktop and all. They need to access this report in the browser. Repeating, they need to access this report into web browser. That is what called as Power BI service. Power BI service. So let me take it 2 minutes of time and then show you. As you can see here, already I have logged in my user ID password. It may not ask you to enter the user ID password, but usually when I click on the publish button, it's supposed to pop up one more window here. Supposed to pop up one more window. Enter email address. Enter email address, and you need to enter your email ID and password. This is completely licensed one. Keep in mind, it is a completely Power BI service. It is a completely licensed one. We'll discuss detail tomorrow, and this is where this is where we use to publish our all developer reports. Just as this is what your scope as of today. Okay, we have like minimum 4 to 5 hours of time we are going to spend with the only Power BI service only. Okay, fine. Click on the select of the workspace and click on the select option. So it is publishing now. So that is what about the how to click on the publish button. This, if you click on this link, automatically what will happen, it will take you to the app.powerbi.com, app.powerbi.com, or you need to click on the license, you need to click on the sign in option here, or let's say if you got it, close it, go to the any of the browser, let's say app.powerbi.com, enter it. So this is what will happen. Usually we need to go with the user ID password section. Here we need to enter the user ID passwords. Okay, so I'll discuss later, don't worry. And I'm just closing this window as already is 8 o'clock, so I'm stopping here. That is what about the what is Power BI desktop we understand. And 1 second. Yeah, Power BI desktop. What is Power BI desktop is nothing but it is a, now tell me what is Power BI desktop now. The Power BI desktop is is a one of the reporting tool, I could say. Or as of now, just understand it is a reporting tool. By using this one, we can design our reports and you can publish our reports as well. Okay, so anyone has any questions? Abhay or Sravanti? Okay, then see you tomorrow, same timing. Okay, have a great day. Bye bye.